the descent into Devil's Throat. The first thing I felt was the sting of sulfur in my nostrils. Standing at the edge of what locals called La Garganta del Diablo, the Devil's Throat, I knew this expedition would be different from anything I'd done before. The volcanic vent stretching beneath my feet had never been properly explored, and for good reason. Every few minutes, another burst of noxious gas would drift up from the abyss, reminding me why most sane people stayed far away from this place. But I'm Lily Thompson, and sane isn't exactly in my job description. My equipment was state-of-the-art, a reinforced gas mask, heat-resistant climbing gear, and a specialized camera designed to work in extreme conditions. The local volcanologists had given me just 4 hours before the next predicted gas surge. 4 hours to become the first person to document what lay at the bottom of one of South America's most mysterious geological formations. The descent began smoothly enough. The first 100 feet were almost disappointing, just volcanic rock and the occasional burst of steam. But at around 200 feet down, everything changed. The shaft suddenly opened into a massive chamber, its walls gleaming with crystalline formations that shouldn't have been possible at these temperatures. That's when my gas monitor started screaming. The oxygen levels were dropping faster than they should have been. Something about this chamber was different from our models, and I had a choice to make: continue down and risk my air supply, or retreat with only half the story. Anyone who knows me can guess which option I chose. The next 100 feet were the most challenging of my career. Each handhold had to be tested twice, the crystalline formations, beautiful as they were, made for treacherous climbing. The heat was becoming unbearable, even through my protective gear. But what I found at the bottom made it all worth it. There, in a place where nothing should have survived, was an entire ecosystem thriving in the darkness. Bacterial mats and colors I'd never seen before coated the walls, feeding off the sulfur and creating their own unique food chain. It was like discovering an alien world right here on Earth. But nature wasn't done surprising me. As I collected samples, I noticed something odd about the chamber's acoustics. Each sound I made was reflected back differently than it should have been. Using my remaining air time, I mapped the chamber with sound waves, revealing a network of tunnels branching off in every direction. This wasn't just a volcanic vent, it was the entrance to an entire underground system that could rewrite our understanding of subterranean geology. The 4-hour mark crept up faster than I'd hoped. With my oxygen reserves blinking red, I began the ascent. That's when the tremors started. Small at first, but growing stronger. The volcano was waking up ahead of schedule. The last 50 feet of the climb were a blur of adrenaline and instinct. I made it out just as a massive gas surge erupted from the vent, my sample containers clutched tightly to my chest. Later analysis would reveal that those samples contained 3 previously unknown extremophile species and a unique mineral formation that could have applications in everything from medicine to space travel. But sitting there at the edge of the Devil's Throat, catching my breath as the sun set over the volcanic landscape, I wasn't thinking about scientific discoveries or research papers. I was already planning my return. Because that's the thing about exploration. It's not just about being the first to see something. It's about opening doors for others to follow, about turning the unknown into the known, one dangerous descent at a time. The Devil's Throat may have given up some of its secrets that day, but I know it's still holding on to plenty more. And you can bet I'll be back to find them. Stay curious, stay brave, and never stop exploring. Lily Thompson.